Welcome back. This is Breaking Ground. Times Now is leading the coverage in the Sushant Singh death investigation. And as we speak, drama and action outside the Enforcement Directorate office in Mumbai. Priyank Tripathi, Wajiullah, Arunil, Kajal, Siddhant, all our colleagues tracking the latest from Mumbai. Because Riya Chakrabarti's, Riya's brother Shobik and Siddharth Pithani are all being drilled by the sleuths of the Enforcement Directorate as we speak. Times Now is also the first channel to access the income tax records of Riya Chakrabarti. And there are several discrepancies that are now coming to the fore. The registry papers were floated by Team Riya to show that, look, nothing is amiss. But there are more questions than answers after one goes through those documents. The ED is focusing on the financial bit of the investigation. All the details regarding the three companies in which Riya and Riya's brother are partners with Sushant. Details will be sought from Riya's family. Riya's family members are also there inside the ED's office. And Siddharth Pithani also is the key link. He is the man who shared that apartment with Sushant Singh Rajput, considered very close to Sushant Singh Rajput, but his testimonies have raised eyebrows. Priyank Tripathi now joining us with the latest. Yes, Priyank.
Sri Pranesh, it's a very important development which is happening at this Enforcement Directorate's office right here in the city of Mumbai, where the 6 key players who were in close contact with Sushant Singh Rajput are being questioned for the first time by any agency. We have seen that how Mumbai Police and Bihar Police have been, fighting with each other. Then came the role of the Central Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement Directorate, the two central agencies. On one side, what we know, the CBI will be recording the statement of KK Singh, the main complainant in this case in Faridabad, at the residence of Faridabad Police Commissioner O.P. Singh, who's son-in-law of KK Singh. On the other side, there's a series of questioning which is going on at this ED office in Mumbai, where we saw that Shruti Modi and Shah, the chartered accountant of Sushant, as well as Riya Chakrabarti, were the first one to come and join the investigation. Later to that, we saw the Chakrabartis coming into picture, and they going inside, and their questioning started around 11:30. Then we saw just a short while back that Siddharth Pithani, the person, the key eyewitness of Sushant Singh Rajput's death case, also joined the investigation. I'm joined by Mohammad Wajiullah, our colleague, who was the one who asked question to Siddharth Pithani, but Siddharth Pithani attempted to evade the question. Wajib, we have seen that how he has been changing his statement. Tell us about that.
Well, the interesting fact is that not just Pithani, but everybody that we have questioned here in the last 4 days who've been coming to the Enforcement Directorate over the allegations of the father of Sushant Singh have been questioned outside also. We've been asking to find out what do they have to say over the allegations, but none of them have spoken so far. But as we know, the allegations against them are grave. Like the father is alleged there is financial exploitation, there is handling of money laundering, there is this amount of 15 crores or so which is questionable over here. So all these allegations that were leveled against him, and they've come here for questioning. And as we know from our sources from within the Enforcement Directorate, as Bhavtosh also has been pointing out regularly, that the Chakrabartis haven't been able to give out the details of their financial transactions, their ITR, either the purchases of the property properly. They have. We also saw how Shobik was sent back on the first day of investigation in the middle, because they also got to know that there's another mobile phone. So there are these things which have been hidden by the Enforcement Directorate, by the Chakrabartis, and that is something that the Enforcement Directorate also is questioning. But with regards to the overall this thing, we've been asking them questions on over the allegations itself. What do they have to say? Because their version is also important on this, because it's important to know what do they have to say over the allegations of the father, because as we know how the FIR came in Bihar after 40 days, and then there is an investigation in Mumbai also. So all these things were put together. We put the question to them, but they remain to be evasive and not answering our questions.
That's what is going on right now, because plans are coming out from both the camps, Pranesh. But all those key players who have been repeatedly questioned by players are not coming out openly in their defense. What they have been doing, that they are opting their lawyers to give this kind of selective leaks, which is to establish that they are clean. But the manner in which Sushant Singh Rajput's phone numbers kept on changing, the manner in which he started keeping distance from his family member, the manner in which the spending pattern of the family of Chakrabartis changed over a period of 2 years is a very suspicious thing which the enforcement
Okay,
directorate
stay
is
with us.
right now looking
Arunil
at.
also joining us with more details. Yes, Arunil, interrogation currently underway at the ED office. Siddharth Pithani is in, so is Ria and Ria's brother.
Well, Pranesh, the objective is to find out whether Ria Chakrabarti, in connivance with her family members, basically father Indrajit Chakrabarti and her brother Shovik, as well as taking other people into confidence who were employed by Ria Chakrabarti only, be it Samuel Miranda, be it Shruti Modi, or be it Siddharth Pithani as well. Whether there was financial exploitation, whether there was emotional exploitation of actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, taking testimonies of different people, as and when the case goes to the CBI will look into the personal angle as well, will speak to each and everybody related. But at present, the financial angle is being probed. The main angle is like, how did the 2 flats were bought by the Chakrabartis? Was it actor Sushant Singh Rajput's money that was being used? Also, where did the rupees 15 crore go? Did it go to Ria Chakrabarti's account or anybody's account who was close to Ria Chakrabarti? And also the 2 companies that were floated, how come 2 Chakrabartis were part of it? Was it only Sushant Singh Rajput's money that was used for these companies? And the Chakrabartis were basically trying to gain profits, trying to swindle the money of actor Sushant Singh Rajput. All these allegations will come to light, and the investigation will be carried out at the ED office. As Priyank was also mentioning, all the 6 key players in this are at present at the ED office. Now, whether they will be interrogated separately and then again to reconfirm it, they will be interrogated together, that also remains to be seen.
That's right. And